I'd been drinking too much, so my kidneys were messed up. That was Phil Collins, admitting the toll of a life lived in the fast lane. But what if the greatest threat to your own kidneys isn't a rock star's excess? What if it's a silent process happening right now inside you? Imagine your body's master filter, tirelessly cleaning your blood, being slowly burned, scarred, and suffocated. The chilling reality is you can lose up to 90% of its function before a single symptom appears. The true culprits aren't just the obvious vices. They are the everyday foods hiding in your kitchen, some of which you believe are healthy. But today, that silent damage stops.
If you're ready to look past the marketing and understand what's really going on inside your body, you're in the right place. Today, we begin the countdown of the top 10 kidney destroyers hidden in plain sight. For each one, I will not just tell you what it is, I will break down the precise biochemical reason it's causing harm and give you a clear, actionable alternative. We're starting with number 10, a high-sodium trap that nearly everyone falls for, but it's almost certainly not for the reason you've been told. The danger here doesn't come from the salt shaker on your table. It originates from the massive, isolated dose of sodium pumped into ultra-processed foods, canned soups, frozen dinners, and savory sauces, which is completely stripped of its natural partner, potassium.
You have to understand, your body relies on a delicate seesaw balance between sodium and potassium for every nerve impulse and muscle contraction. But when you eat a processed meal, you're essentially dropping a boulder of pure sodium onto one side of that seesaw, leaving the potassium side stuck high in the air. The system is jammed. To cope with this sodium flood, your body must retain water to dilute it, forcing your kidneys into a state of constant high-pressure hyperfiltration. Imagine running your car's engine in the red line all day, every day. The machine can handle it for a short time, but the immense strain inevitably leads to burnout, scarring, and permanent damage to the delicate filtering units. The solution is to restore the balance.
Start simply. Swap just one frozen dinner this week for a homemade meal. You will naturally consume more potassium from whole foods like avocados, spinach, or bananas. This isn't about chasing perfection. It's about letting that engine finally drop out of the red line. This shift towards whole foods is the foundational step. But as you clean up your diet, a new trap emerges. Many people, in an effort to be healthy, swap out dairy in their morning coffee for a non-dairy creamer, believing it's a better choice. The problem is, you may be trading one perceived issue for a far more insidious one. What's hiding in that healthy alternative is our number 9 culprit, and it introduces particles your kidneys were never designed to filter. That insidious substance is our number 9 culprit, non-dairy creamer. The fundamental problem is that this isn't food. It's a chemical slurry of processed oils, corn syrup solids, and thickeners, engineered to look like cream. First, consider the whitening agents. These are often non-biological microparticles, akin to microscopic flecks of industrial paint that your body cannot process. They can get lodged in the delicate filtration tissues of your kidneys, triggering a constant state of low-grade inflammation as your body fruitlessly tries to clear them out. Second, and more subtly, are the emulsifiers. To understand their danger, you must understand their function. They force oil and water to mix, an action that is profoundly disruptive to your gut's delicate mucosal layer. This constant chemical stripping can contribute to a leaky gut, allowing toxins to pass into your bloodstream. On a label, these are the red flags. Look for mono and diglycerides or polysorbate 80. You are essentially asking your kidneys to clean up a toxic spill every single morning, filtering both the foreign particles and the new toxins from a compromised gut. The solution is simple. Use real, single-ingredient fats. A splash of heavy cream, full-fat coconut milk, or even high-quality butter provides flavor without the chemical assault. Now, moving from the morning coffee to the evening ritual, we arrive at culprit number 8. This is a substance we all know is problematic, but very few understand its specific threefold attack on the kidneys. We're talking about alcohol and how it not only dehydrates you, but can cause damaging crystals to form inside your body's most vital filters. This threefold attack begins with profound dehydration. Alcohol is a powerful diuretic, tricking your brain into flushing water. This doesn't just make you thirsty, it thickens your blood, turning it into a dense, sludge-like fluid that your kidneys must struggle to filter, putting immense strain on their delicate structures. Second, the very process of metabolizing alcohol creates a storm of oxidative stress. Think of it as setting off countless tiny explosions at a cellular level.
These are caused by unstable molecules called free radicals, which act like internal wrecking balls, damaging the kidney cells themselves and accelerating their aging and scarring. The third and most mechanically destructive attack is uric acid. Alcohol, particularly beer, causes uric acid levels to spike. This uric acid can then precipitate out of your blood inside the kidneys, forming microscopic needle-like crystals. These sharp crystals physically scrape and injure the kidney's tiny tubules, leading to inflammation, permanent scarring, and even kidney stones. The solution, if you choose to drink, is harm reduction.
Opt for clear spirits in strict moderation and live by the 2-for-1 rule. 2 full glasses of water for every 1 alcoholic drink to counteract the dehydrating assault. But while many are aware of alcohol's risks, the next item on our list, number 7, is a true wolf in sheep's clothing. It's an act millions perform every morning, believing it to be the pinnacle of healthy living. They feel virtuous doing it, yet they could be unknowingly concentrating a substance that forms the very same kind of damaging crystals we just discussed, turning their best intentions into a direct threat to their kidneys. This pinnacle of perceived health is the daily green smoothie. Number 7 on our list targets those of you with the best intentions.
You believe you're flooding your body with nutrients, but by concentrating massive quantities of certain raw ingredients, you may be creating the perfect storm for kidney damage. The issue isn't the greens themselves, it's the dose and the delivery. The problem lies with compounds called oxalates. Think of them as a plant's self-defense mechanism. Foods like raw spinach, beets, and almonds are packed with them. When you chew these foods, your digestion can manage the oxalate load. But when you blend a huge handful of raw spinach and nuts into a liquid, you bypass these safeguards, flooding your system. In the kidneys, these oxalates bind with calcium to form sharp, microscopic crystals, calcium oxalate. This is the exact material that forms over 75% of all kidney stones, causing microscarring and chronic inflammation along the way. The solution is not to fear greens, but to be smart about them. First, practice moderation and rotation. Cooking high oxalate greens like spinach dramatically reduces their oxalate content. For your smoothies, simply swap for low oxalate options. Try this instead: a handful of arugula or kale, half a banana, unsweetened coconut milk, and a scoop of collagen protein. But this brings us to a crucial dilemma, a pattern many people fall into. To make a smoothie healthier, the first instinct is to remove the sugar. This often means you're trading one poison for another, which leads us directly to the silent destroyer at number 6. And that silent destroyer is the artificial sweetener in your diet soda. This is the classic case of trading one poison for another. Your body, a product of millennia of evolution, has no blueprint for these foreign, lab-created molecules. Your kidneys are forced to work overtime to filter substances they don't recognize, which strains their ability to regulate your blood's delicate pH balance. But the more insidious damage comes from metabolic confusion. These sweeteners trick your brain into expecting sugar. Think of it like a smoke alarm that keeps going off when there's no fire. Your body releases hormones and prepares for a sugar payload that never arrives. Do this repeatedly, and the fire department, your metabolic system, starts to ignore the alarm.
This is a pathway to insulin resistance, a key driver of the vessel damage that destroys kidney function over time. This isn't just theory. Major observational studies, like the multi-decade Nurses' Health Study, have shown a clear link between high diet soda intake and a greater decline in kidney function. The solution is to opt for natural sweeteners like pure stevia or monk fruit, and always in moderation. Moving to number 5, we find processed meats like bacon and deli slices. But the real danger here is not what you might assume. The central issue isn't the protein, or even the high sodium we've already discussed. The true damage comes from specific, sticky molecules created during high heat cooking and processing.
These molecules are called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs for short. They are the primary threat. Here's how they are formed. Picture that perfectly uniform grayish-pink slice of deli meat. It's been aggressively processed with high heat and pressure to be shelf-stable. It is a food designed for logistics, not nutrition. Now, contrast that with a piece of steak or chicken you cook at home. The industrial process that creates the former generates a immense amount of these AGEs. Think of them as sticky, rogue molecules. Once in your bloodstream, they act like biological glue, attaching to tissues everywhere, but especially in the delicate filters of your kidneys. They literally gum up the works, causing inflammation, stiffness, and scarring.
Add to this the preservatives like nitrates, which can form damaging compounds in your gut, and you have a dual front assault. The solution isn't to fear protein, it's to avoid factory-processed meats. Opt for fresh, unprocessed cuts of meat, poultry, or fish that you cook yourself. You are choosing food prepared for nutrition over food preserved for a shelf. But if sticky molecules gumming up your system sounds bad, the substance at number 4 on our list is far more insidious. It introduces a process that can cause the soft tissues of your kidneys to literally turn to stone. This process is called calcification, and its primary driver is a substance hidden in nearly every processed food imaginable: inorganic phosphate. Your body is designed to handle the natural organic phosphate found in whole foods like eggs, nuts, and meat. From these sources, you only absorb about 50%. But the inorganic phosphates used as additives in fast food, canned drinks, and packaged goods are a different beast entirely. Your gut absorbs nearly 100% of them. This creates a massive, unnatural spike of phosphate in your blood. In a desperate attempt to maintain balance, your body pulls calcium from your bones. This phosphate and calcium then bind together, forming sharp crystals that circulate through your bloodstream. Eventually, these crystals deposit in soft tissues, your arteries, your heart valves, and especially the delicate filtering tubes of your kidneys. This is not just a metaphor. Your kidney's functional tissue literally begins to harden, to turn to stone. So the most important action you can take is to become a vigilant label reader. These additives are there for industrial reasons, like flavor enhancement or preservation. If you see any ingredient ending in phos, like sodium phosphate or phosphoric acid, put it back on the shelf. But what if the danger isn't just in the food, but in the very things we take to feel better? The next item on our list is something millions reach for to relieve a simple headache, yet it can silently and directly suffocate your kidneys. That everyday item is the painkiller in your medicine cabinet, specifically non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs. You know them as ibuprofen or naproxen, and many people consume them like candy. Here's the fundamental catch. These drugs work by blocking chemicals called prostaglandins, which signal pain and inflammation. But those very same chemicals are absolutely essential for keeping the delicate blood vessels that lead to your kidneys wide open. Taking an NSAID is like clamping down on the hose that feeds your kidneys. Imagine your garden on a scorching hot day, and someone deliberately steps on the water hose. The flowers at the far end, deprived of water, begin to wilt almost immediately. That is a precise picture of what happens to the millions of tiny filters inside your kidneys. They are being starved of oxygen and nutrients. This becomes especially dangerous when you're dehydrated, perhaps after intense exercise or from drinking alcohol.
In that state, taking an NSAID can cause parts of your kidney tissue to actually die. The real solution for chronic pain is to investigate its root cause, not just mute the alarm bell. Explore powerful natural anti-inflammatories like high-quality turmeric, omega-3 fish oil, or boswellia, which work with your body's systems, not against them. But while you can consciously choose not to take a pill, the second-to-last destroyer on our list is something you are likely eating every single day without knowing it. It's a modern industrial invention that has saturated our food supply, acting like a form of biological rust inside your arteries and organs. That biological rust is industrial seed oil. I'm talking about canola, soybean, corn, and generic vegetable oils. They are everywhere, in salad dressings, mayonnaise, and nearly all processed or fried foods. The core problem is their chemical instability. When processed with high heat and harsh chemical solvents, these oils oxidize. Consuming them is like eating biological rust. This triggers massive inflammation in the delicate lining of your blood vessels. Since your kidney is essentially a super concentrated ball of millions of these tiny blood vessels, this systemic inflammation is catastrophic. It causes the kidney's delicate filters to become swollen and clogged, like trying to filter water through a hardened, inflamed sponge. Function plummets. The solution is a clear swap to stable, natural fats. For your salad dressings, use extra virgin olive oil. For high heat cooking, like searing, use avocado oil or ghee. For baking, switch to real butter or coconut oil. This simple change removes the primary source of inflammatory rust from your diet. Now we've arrived at the #1 kidney destroyer. We have talked about salt, and we've just covered these unhealthy fats. But the primary culprit is neither. It's something most people consume daily, often believing it to be a harmless, even natural part of their diet. It is the single biggest driver of the high uric acid we mentioned earlier, the one that constricts blood vessels and strangles the kidneys. This is the true mastermind. The #1 destroyer of your kidneys is sugar. But to be precise, it's a specific kind, fructose. This includes high fructose corn syrup, table sugar, agave nectar, and even large amounts of fruit juice. The common understanding is that sugar is bad because of calories or it's linked to diabetes. That is true, but it misses the most critical point. Fructose has a direct, unique pathway to devastate your kidneys, completely independent of its effect on your weight. Here is the master key to understanding why. Every cell in your body can use glucose for fuel. Think of it as a universal currency. Fructose, however, is like a foreign currency that only one bank, your liver, can exchange. And this exchange process comes with a toxic fee. That fee is a massive surge of uric acid. As we've discussed, fructose is the single biggest driver of high uric acid in the modern diet. It constricts the tiny blood vessels inside your kidneys, spiking the internal pressure and starving the delicate filter cells of oxygen. This also drives insulin resistance, which in turn makes our kidneys hold on to more salt, creating a vicious, self-perpetuating cycle of damage. Therefore, the single most effective action you can take to protect your kidneys begins today. Eliminate liquid sugar. This means sodas, sports drinks, and fruit juices. Eating a piece of whole fruit is different. The fiber slows the absorption, but drinking it is a direct metabolic assault. I understand. After hearing this entire list, it can feel overwhelming, as if your kitchen is a minefield. But knowledge is not meant to create fear. It's meant to create power. The damage is often not a one-way street. Now that we have identified the enemies, we can create a plan of defense and regeneration. In this final section, we will shift from diagnosis to action. I will provide a clear blueprint to protect your kidneys, consolidating everything we've learned into a manageable strategy. The most important part is what comes next. And here is that blueprint, rooted in a profound truth. Your body knows how to heal. Your kidneys are incredibly resilient. They possess a remarkable capacity for regeneration.
The entire strategy rests on one simple, powerful action: stopping the constant chemical assault.
You now have the power to halt the daily damage from those 10 offenders we've uncovered. When you give your body this crucial break, you're not just saving your kidneys, you are laying the groundwork to lower blood pressure, restore your energy, and fundamentally protect your heart and brain. This isn't about a restrictive diet. It is about reclaiming your body's innate intelligence from a food system that has betrayed it. This is your path to regeneration. And now I turn the analysis to you. I'm genuinely curious, which of these 10 silent destroyers was the most surprising discovery? Was it the supposedly healthy green smoothie, or the common painkiller found in almost every home? Share your perspective in the comments.
It is in the quiet exchange of reasoned thought that we find clarity amid the noise. If this deep dive brought you value, liking this video does more than support the channel. It sends a signal that this kind of critical, evidence-based analysis is what people actually want. To ensure you don't miss our next investigation, subscribe and activate your notifications. We have many more hidden truths to uncover together.